Hello, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time visiting, it's so nice to have you. So today I'll be doing a backyard flower slash vegetable garden tour. All right. So during the daytime, it gets really hot in my backyard. So this morning I thought, Bev, your growing season is pretty short. You still have things to get in the ground, so you better get cracking. So I got up this morning, did a bit of work, and I thought I'd just do a video and share it with you. So, as I said, it's a backyard flower slash vegetable garden tour. So I will just take you along with me on that tour. I would have loved to have you along with me while I do the actual work, but I just wanted to get these things in the ground. So for that reason, I just wanted to get it done and get it over with. So let's go on that tour right now. Okay. So beginning at the very end, that's one of my daughter's bicycle, which she has outgrown. I don't like to throw anything in the dump, so I have it sitting there wondering what I'm going to do with that. All right, and beside that there is some asters. That's actually still some of my plants that I need to take to the front. Another asters there. And then there goes that's a marigold I just put there because my garden is not too far away, so just to attract the pollinators. And to the very front here, that's my black eye Susan getting all filled in and ready to put on a show come summer. And behind that, that's another one there. Yes, don't quite remember the name of that plant, but it's quite tall, bloom, yellow, nice yellow flowers you can actually use for cut flowers. And this is a Sashtia daisy. I planted this last year. It didn't bloom, so I'm hoping it will put on a show this year. And behind that, that's my lily, and have that lily there for a few years. Keep digging up, giving away, but it just still keep taking off. I think that's the ideal spot for it. So at the end of the season, I'll definitely have to dig some up and give them away. All right, and just in between there, that's a little snapdragon that I put there from what I grew inside. So it's still early in the season, so I don't have much color, so I just drop in a few petunia there to give me a little color in the meantime until the perennials start doing their thing. So that's a petunia there. That's another petunia waiting to bloom, a snapdragon there, and then I just removed some lily and from elsewhere put here. So yeah, so that's lily there. That's a sedum. I had two and I just wanted to make it a combination of three, because in the winter I like to leave my sedum up and then I just watch the snow gather on these sedums. So I just planted this one and it seemed to be doing well so far. And then this is my Annabelle smooth hydrangea. I planted this one here last year, so wasn't enough time to get a bloom, so I'm hoping for it to bloom. I already see buds coming out, so I think that's gonna be beautiful. Yeah. And yes, a little more color here. Petunia, another petunia. They're still not blooming as yet, not yet. And some more snapdragon, and that's another one there. Have the name but don't quite remember the name of this one here. This one will just coming along. Yes, and this one here, this one was here when I moved to this house, so I don't know the name. It's a plant I haven't seen anywhere. Yeah, but just last year I put a little piece here and it has certainly taken off. Another thing I like, it blooms from early spring right into mid to late summer. So yes, so I like that about this plant. I have to get the name. As a matter of fact, I'd love to put in a request. I'm actually looking for a plant identifier, but the ones I'm seeing, you have to pay for them. So if anyone know of a plant identifier app that you can use that's for free, please let me know. I would really love that. Okay, and that's my rose, been there for a few years now. And these are my iris. I put these here just 2 years ago, so this year I'm looking forward to some bloom from those iris. And over there, that's the lily. That's the one I sort of divide, took a few pieces from this morning to put to the front over there. Another sedum, so that's my sedum there. Been here now 2 years now. Actually, no, I planted the sedum last year. For last year, I rearranged my bed. I had some astus along where these sedums were, and I thought they were just taking up too much space for me to put other stuff, so I moved the astus to the side, and then so I could make space. So this was one of the things I replaced it with, the sedum, and that's the second one here. Second one, and then as I said, my whole idea is to get a third one there. So it would be 1, 2, 3 sedum, and then I can watch the snow gather on those during the winter months. All right, and that's a lily there, bloom a nice red. So I just transplanted that from my front flower garden, so that should be looking nice. Also, I just planted some pots yesterday. They're not doing much as yet because they still haven't started blooming, but as they start to bloom and fill in, then I hope we can see some beauty from these hanging baskets. These are more lilies. Okay, so I sort of try to have a combination here with the lilies here plus the lilies over here, so yeah, so sort of matching. Yeah, that's my whole idea there. And this is another plant, that's another beautiful one, bloom early spring straight into summer, pretty much for most of the season. So I like that, and like so it's spread. Yes, this one again, I don't actually remember the name. Sorry about that. I'll look that up and I'll put it in the description in case you, this is a quite popular one, so you may have known what this one is, but I'll put it in the description just in case you want to know. Yes, and then here another little color, that's a petunia. That's my dianthus from last year, just peeking in there. And then a snapdragon from what I planted from seeds. Another petunia there, that's a purple planted from seeds. Yes, and this one here is another one. I planted this last year, got a piece from a neighbor. I'm not even sure of the name or what it blooms. I think it blooms a blue, I think it's a salvia. Don't count me on that, but that could be a salvia. Yeah, and behind that, that's my Rose of Sharon. I planted this one here just last year, so hoping that will put on a show. Everything is coming through nicely, and so I sort of tuck the astus around the tree where they'll get a little bit more shade instead of being in the middle of the garden. And yes, and that just free up some space in the middle section of the garden for other things. And then look at this. This is also a Shastia daisy. Planted this last year. Yes, it didn't bloom, and then this year it's just taking off. This one I find is larger than the one I showed prior, so I think this one is at a perfect location. So it's just taking off, and it better gives me some bloom and not all leaves, because it's been taking up quite a bit of space. So I'm expecting some beautiful flowers from that Shastia daisy. All right, and another marigold. I have my vegetable garden close by, so I planted a little too many marigolds. I just stuck that in the garden. since it will be close to the vegetable garden and will therefore attract the pollinators. And also here is an nasturtium, and this is another Annabelle hydrangea that I'm growing just from a piece that I took from my front garden. So it seemed to be doing well, so there you go. All right, and so that's it for the flower garden. I'll now give you a quick tour of the vegetable garden. So guys, I have to tell you the good and the bad. You may have followed my journey with me planting all my seeds, and especially for my cool weather crops. I did plant my lettuce, spinach, arugula, quite a few things, planted them, and the rabbits came and they had a feast. Luckily I caught them early enough, and I sort of, as you may can see, I had to bolt around my fence to try to keep them out. So since I've done that, I notice a few things are coming through. So that's all my lettuce. Yeah, they had bitten them all the way down. They're just coming back. So yes, so I lost some of my stuff, but at least I have a few. So that's a parsley there I've just planted. That's my lavender. This is sage coming through, and these are all onion and chives mixed in all together. This is another nasturtium I have close to the garden, and this is marjoram, which is already ready for harvesting. So what I'll be doing, I'll be cutting and I'll be drying these, bottle them, and have my nice fresh season to use during the season. And this is my thyme that I use quite a bit, and that's a celery over there. And for my broccoli, it was my first time growing broccoli, and I was really excited about that. That's one of them. The rabbit had it straight to the ground, so I had to replant some seeds. So I hope it will be enough time for those to come through for me. So that's some broccoli seeds I've planted there. And over here also my okra, those were gone, they bit them down, so I planted a couple seeds, about 5 plants over there. So I hope in my next video I can show you signs of those coming through for me. Also my green beans, those are I planted here, so I'm hoping those will come through in the next video. And here are some more greens all mixed in with spinach and Swiss chard and what have you, some radish there. Yes, all these the rabbits ate down, but I'm so glad that they're coming through. They didn't eat these ones all the way to the ground. Okay, that's another little marigold there for pollination. And over there, that's my cucumber. I have 2 going there. Up to a week ago, guys, we had a frost. Was surprised it came unexpectedly, so my cucumber there have a little bit of frost bite, but other than that they're looking good. Also my peppers over here, my sweet peppers, a little bit of frost on the leaves, but I've planted these about less than a week. I actually planted these 4 or 5 days ago, and they're looking good, so they'll be fine. These are some habanero peppers, yes, also looking good. And then yes, these are few lettuce I put in container, so that's one there. That's one there doing very well, doing pretty good. That's a lettuce. Another one here. And then these are some garlic I planted in the fall. Those are looking good. Looking to harvest in another few months. That's another pepper there. Yes, and or marigold. And then my tomato over here. Tomato, 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 tomato. Just going crazy on the tomato this year. And over here I have a mixture of carrots, beetroots, and Swiss chard and kale. okay, and I think I have 1 or 2 cabbage somewhere along here. Yes. Okay, and these were all things that the rabbit ate a bit, and thank goodness they're coming back. I don't have to plant everything from scratch. I felt so disheartened, and I said, Bev, don't give up. So I kept watering them, and as you can see, I replanted seeds, because I said I'm not going to give up on my dream, not because of those rabbits. Anyway, there's more tomato, and then callaloo or amaranth. Yes, that's one of my favorite dishes, so I always try to grow quite a few plants. And guys, this is the new bed I've made. This is my asparagus bed. Yes, so that's all my asparagus down there just coming through. So that's my asparagus, and I have a video coming out soon of how I extended this bed, because as you can see, that's a new extension, yes, to my older bed. So yes, I have a video coming out with me actually extending my bed, so you can look forward in seeing that. And then I'm doing a bit of containers also. Yes, so that's my watermelon I'm trying in that container. That's the baby sugar watermelon, I think it is called. And that's the Christophine or Chocho. I'm just trying there, just experimenting with that one. And here I have me 2 more cucumber going here, and 2 or 3 tomatoes. These are just extras I have from the seedlings that I plant. Gave away some, and I just had these extras left, and I just stick them in a pot and hoping for the best. All right, so that's it that I have up to date. So I want to thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video, and don't forget to comment, give a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel, as your support would be greatly appreciated. All right, so thanks again for your time, and you have yourself a great day. Goodbye now.